The single most powerful phone ni Xiaomi is right now in my hand. This is the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, successor to the Xiaomi 13 Ultra. This phone is so powerful that you should try it out. It has a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. It has 4 Leica lenses with Sony sensors, a premium titanium variant, Xiaomi Longjing glass protection with quad curve display, 5000 mAh battery with 90 watts of fast charging capability, and wireless charging. On top of that, it's being powered by HyperOS by Xiaomi. Well, let's get it started. So I know as excited as you are after unboxing this phone, I would say that this is a very premium phone. Now, it comes in 3 variants. Either go for the eco leather finish, you go for the ceramic back finish, or you go for the titanium finish. And I have here is the ceramic finish because I'm just simply a fan of ceramics. Now, one good news is that the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is right now available globally since it has a global debut, but it depends on the region. Sad to say, here in the Philippines, we're not included. But I'll show you on the description box where you can buy it. Now, this phone comes in 3 storage variants. Either go for 12256, 16512, or 161TB. What I have here is the 16512, and the lowest price that you can buy the Xiaomi 14 Ultra here in the Philippines is around 59,000 pesos for the 12256, which I'll post on the description box below. Napag-usapan na natin right now ang kanyang design. This phone is very nice, very sleek. What I like dito sa kanya is in-improve niya over sa Xiaomi 13 Ultra. And yung likod niya is already flat. Wala na siyang hump unlike yung 13 Ultra, which kinda looks weird for me. And kanyang camera sensor remains quite thick. Parang halos hindi nagbago pa rin from the Xiaomi 13 Ultra because of the 450 megapixel sensors dito sa likod. Now, I've tried a lot of phones this 2024 with a big camera bump, Vivo X100 Pro, Realme GT5 Pro, and the Huawei Mate 60 Pro. But none is as thick as this one. Now, one thing na napansin ko sa kanya is parang nag-separate ang kanyang back case dito sa kanyang side aluminum frames. It used to be isang buo siya, no, tinatawag nila unibody, but this one, it seems to me na hiniwalay nila. Makita mo ceramic finish dito, but dito is matte finish. Probably this is a aluminum frame. And one warning that you have to be very careful with this phone is madulas siya. Muntik ko mahulog tong phone na ito, so sobrang dulas ng kanyang likod, which it's a early warning sign. So put on your favorite back case if you get the chance to buy one. Another thing na mapapansin mo rin dito sa kanya is parang may step siya dito sa kanyang side frame. Normally, sa ibang phones or sa Xiaomi 13 Ultra, yung curved sides niya, dire-diretso, seamless yan. But this one parang meron siyang hagdan. Pagtapos ng yung screen, meron siya isang step sa kanyang side frames, which I feel kind of weird, ba't nila ginawa yun? But on the flip side naman, quad curve siya, so meaning curve siya dito sa taas sa baba and curve siya sa sides, which gives you the better feel when you're swiping using gesture from top to bottom and left to right. Na itong phone na ito, depende sa variant na nabili mo, iba-iba ang kanilang bigat. Now, sa kanyang ceramic glass is 219 grams, sa kanyang eco leather finish is 224 grams, and sa kanyang titanium finish is 229 grams. Now, this phone is very powerful, powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and binigyan ng 2.04 million points dito sa Antutu benchmark. And if you break it down, this is what you should get. Now, sa One-Time Extreme, meron sa loop score na 4,884 points and 82.4% ang kanyang stability. Ito ang score na nakuha na sa Geekbench GPU benchmarking, and ito ang nakuha na sa GPU benchmarking. And I'm not sure kung if there's anything wrong with this test. Ginawa ko naman to sa loob ng aircon room. Hindi siya nag-throttle, no? There's no CPU thermal throttling detected, and all green siya. Pero umiinit naman siya sa gaming later, which I'll show you. Now, this phone has a 5,000 mAh of battery which supports up to 90 watts na fast charging and 80 watts na wireless charging. It even has 10 watts na reverse wireless charging para sa inyong mga AirPods. Now, I've been using this phone for a week already, and I would say na medyo matakaw ka ng battery. I would have to say na on a day-to-day basis, kaya naman na magtagal ng one full day. But kung medyo a little bit heavier usage ka, less than a day, kailangan mo na mag-charge. But mabilis naman siya mag-charge, and nag-step down siya to 90 watts because probably of some heating issues. Kahit si 13 Ultra binaba nila sa 90 watts instead of 120 na kayang isagad ni Xiaomi. Now, I wouldn't say na sobrang kunat ng kanyang battery, and minanual test ko siya, no, kasi nag-fail twice ang PC Mark na battery stress test. This one gave me a 11 hours na screen on time, which I think is not bad for a flagship phone like this na medyo power hungry. Now, this one is being tested under 50% brightness and 60 Hz na screen refresh rate. Now, one thing to love about this phone is ang kanyang display. This phone has a 6.73-inch na LTPO AMOLED display which can calibrate itself from 1 Hz to 120 Hz ang kanyang screen refresh rate to let you save on battery pag naka-dynamic mode ka. And the phone na ito has a 90% screen-to-body ratio and it has a maximum brightness of 3000 nits, which is perfect when you're watching HDR content. Now, kanyang glass protection is being protected by the Xiaomi Longjing glass protection or what you call the Xiaomi Shield glass. And I believe that this one has a 10 times more protection sa kanyang glass compared to its predecessor. Ang kanyang side is aluminum frames and ang kanyang likod is ceramic back, depending on your variant. And currently, itong phone na ito is running Xiaomi Hyper OS inside Android version 14, which wala naman ako na-feel na bugs while I'm using it. Now, if you're the type of person na mahilig sa mga shorts and sa mga reels, swipe ka lang ng swipe dito sa kanyang screen while you're browsing. I'm pretty sure na it's very smooth dahil sa kanyang 120 Hz of screen refresh rate, and you would really enjoy dito dahil ang ganda ng kanyang display. One of the best display that I've tried for this year, this 2024 from Xiaomi. Kung ang hiling mo naman is streaming mga HD content, good news, this one has a level 1 na wideband security level, so meaning you can stream all of your favorite HD content dito, be it on Netflix or on YouTube. Now, watching some videos dito sa YouTube, I would assure you na sobrang ganda ng kanyang colors, very punchy, very bright, and very vivid. Now, if you want a really nice display dito sa kanya, I would highly recommend you to turn on this one. Ang kanyang display resolution, turn on nyo on WQHD+, though it might consume more battery, and ang kanyang AI image engine, i-turn on mo rin lahat. Super resolution, AI image enhancement, i-turn on nyo lahat para mas ma-enhance ang iyong viewing experience dito sa phone na ito. But warning, definitely mas magde-drain ang iyong battery, for sure. But since it's a feature dito sa phone, syempre, get the most out of your phone. Now, since itong phone na ito has 2 loudspeakers, 7 holes dito sa ilalim, and 5 holes dito sa ibabaw, try lang natin kung gaano kalakas pag sinagad natin, no? And by the way, it's being calibrated by Dolby Atmos. Well, as expected from a flagship phone like this level, malakas. Now, itong phone na ito is created for photography. But it doesn't stop you there kasi this phone can definitely game kasi Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 eh. Kanina sinabi sa kanyang thermal throttling, hindi siya nag-throttle. I would say na probably may problema yung thermal throttling test ko. So here we go, naglaro tayo ng 4 na games dito, Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact, Tower Fantasy, and Farlight 84. Now, all of these games naman, nag-run naman siya very smoothly. There might be some minor frame drops na mafe-feel mo when you're playing some games like Genshin Impact and Tower Fantasy. Dahil medyo graphics hungry itong mga games na ito, and putting all of this game to its maximal graphical settings, si Call of Duty Mobile and si Farlight 84 perform without any problem. Sobrang smooth. Even though na nagba-battle royale na kayo, kahit 10, 20 kayo sa isang place, kahit magtapon kayo ng mga smoke bomb, expect it to still run smoothly. Wala kang mafe-feel na hang time, which I think is the power of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Sa Genshin Impact naman and sa Tower Fantasy, both of this game was able to run smoothly din. I have no problem with both of these games. Kahit medyo marami ang kalaban, it still runs smoothly. But there are times na mafe-feel mo pag umiinit siya, medyo magiging sluggish siya a little bit. Now, based on my testing, after playing for 1 to 2 hours dito sa phone na ito, umiinit siya up to 48 degrees Celsius based on my Sina thermal scanner. Na probably pinaka-exciting dito na pag-uusapan natin and probably your favorite dito is the camera performance. This year, Xiaomi has put in a lot of good sensors dito sa kanyang 14 Ultra, and it starts off with a 50MP na main camera sensor na may Sony LYT900. Meron siyang aperture na 1.63 to 4 and ang kanyang sensor size is 1 inch. It's also equipped with OIS, so for sure walang problema when you're taking videos. Ang next one is a 50MP na telephoto lens which can zoom up to 3.2 times optical zoom. This one is a Sony IMX858 na sensor. Then moving on, there's a 50MP na periscope telephoto lens which can zoom up to 5 times optical zoom with OIS. This one is also a Sony IMX858 sensor. Next is kind of 50MP na ultra-wide sensor which yun na makita mo na 0.6x and capturing great group photos. this is also a Sony IMX na 858 sensor. All of them are Leica lenses and kaya nila mag-shoot up to 8K and 30 FPS. And for the first time in any Ultra series ni Xiaomi, this front-facing camera can right now shoot up to 4K and 60 sa kanilang 32MP na main camera sensor. Now, I'm really hyped up na ipakita sa inyo lahat ng mga shots na nakuha ko dito sa Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Of course, I cannot show you everything in this show kasi very limited lang ang aking airspace dito. So, I would invite you to visit my Facebook page at gadgetsidekick para makita nyo all the other pictures na nakuha ko dito sa Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Now, let's start off with a very simple na outdoor shot. So, you see itong picture na ito, this is no ordinary shot. Nakuha ko to while the car is running at 40 kilometers per hour. And makita nyo no, itong shot na ito, I was really surprised with the focusing dito sa puno na ito. Look at all these details. Even though that I'm moving at 40 kph, I was still able to take in a shot like this. It's really amazing na ang bilis niya mag-shutter, mag-snap na marinig mo, ganun lang. Sobrang nice tong shot na ito. I was really surprised at this one. And kasi consecutive yung shots niya eh. So, you'd see mga sequence niya. These are the shots na nakuha natin. And moving on sa mga farm dito sa Bulacan. And you'd see dito mga greens niya is really nice. Even though it's a little bit saturated, but it looks really cool sa aking mata. Now, looking at this land, kita mo no, ang ganda ng pagka-render nitong shot na ito. Looking at the clouds, looking at the blue sky, look at the greens. I think this is probably one perfect shot kasi kitang-kita mo yung blues and greens dito. Which is a little bit saturated, I would say yes, but yung tipong enhancement niya is hindi naman sobrang OA na to the point na ay sobrang naman over yung yung pagka-blue nito at pagka-green na. But I think this is a little bit saturated but not to the point na sobrang OA na siya. And of course, taking other shots like this one, it's you can see very nice, very dramatic ang shot na ito. You'll see itong kalsada niya, no? And of course, yung side niya dito is the field. Ang ganda ng pagka-reproduce nito shot na ito. Now, on outdoors, you'd see some good flower shot like this one. And masasabi ko, no, pag sinumi mo dito sa kanyang gitna, it's a little bit blurred. Siguro nag-focus lang siya sa mga petals niya. Now, looking at this shot, you'd see very dramatic ang kanyang pagka-background blur. It's really nice, no? The separation between the subject and the background is really nice in this picture. Now, I love the way na nakuha tong abstract shot na ito, no? This is nothing expensive. In fact, itong subject na ito is nothing special. It's just some trash ng mga scrap metals dyan sa tabi-tabi. I was able to just take in some snap na ito. Though, yung pagka-focus niya is not really that nice, yung pagka-focus. But, itong shot na ito, I would say it's really nice kasi ang ganda na pagka-render niya dito sa kanya. Mukha lang siyang ginto, ang ganda lang tingnan. No? Gold and silver na pinag-combine. Now, if you're on the outdoor, taking some food photography, you'd really find some really nice shot like this one. Mga takoyaki, you find some isaw, mga barbecue, and tteokbokki. Now, tinry din naman natin laro yung kanyang mga lenses dito. And this is a ultra-wide shot. This is a 2x zoom shot going for 3.2 times zoom, 5 times zoom, 10 times zoom, going for 20, 30, and this is a 60 times zoom. So you'd see yung kanyang signage, no, na it's still very legible ang NLEX North Tarlac. And what's nice dito sa kanya is that preserve pa rin ang text dito sa picture na ito. So ulitin lang natin, no, dito sa Shell Tabang. So this is a ultra wide shot, normal, 2 times zoom, 3.2 times zoom, 5, 10, 30, say 60 times zoom, and going for 100. And this is 120. Kita natin, no? Yung letter E na is still very preserved. And I was really surprised by the way na na-preserve tong mga letters dito, no? On a 120 times zoom dito. And I'm just using my bare hand to take this one. So definitely it's a little bit shaky. But to my surprise, ang ganda pa rin ng preservation. And ang ganda pa rin ng pagka-render dito sa mga letra na ito. So promise, this is the last one. Gusto ko lang talaga ipakita sa inyo yung ganda ng ganyang camera dito, no, sa lahat ng lenses niya. So this is a ultra wide, this is a normal zoom, this is a 2 times zoom, 3.2, 5 times, 10 times, so medyo dumilim na siya, no? And this is a 30 times zoom, so medyo lumiwanag, no? So this is a 60 times zoom, and going all the way into 120 times zoom. So kitang-kita mo pa rin mukha niya, no? Though it's a little bit blurred out, na soften na yung kanyang picture. but still you get a clear view of the image dito sa Quezon Memorial Circle here in Quezon City. Kung mahilig ka naman sa animal photography, itong phone na ito can definitely perform kasi ang bilis siya mag-snap. Was able to take in this one. And kita mo yung details to dito sa pusa na ito, no? Even though na this is a very, very quick snap, ang bilis, ang ganda ng pagkakuha ng mga shots na ito. Now, if you're trying to take in some low-light photography, some of these shots are really nice and very dramatic dito sa loob ng mga coffee shop. If you're taking some product photography naman dito, you'll see yung mga details niya is very preserved and kita na pag zoom in nyo sa mga fabric niya, kitang-kita pa rin yung materials na ginamit dito sa kanang fabric. Now, taking some food photography dito, sa mga sashimi dito sa loob ng buffet table, you'd see really nice even though na medyo low light to, I'm still able to take in this shot. And this is probably one of the better shots na nakuha ko dito. And I would say, very dramatic to shot na ito. And if you turn it into bokeh shot, this is how it looks like. So, maganda yung pag-separation from the background and the subject. If you're trying to take in some plant na picture dito sa loob ng indoor, this is how it looks like. And this one. Some simple shots like this one looks even very professional looking. Now, kung hilig mo is food photography, itong camera would definitely perform and see yung mga details na dito sa food is definitely preserved and taking some coffee shot like this one and further giving you more food shot dito sa Tomo in here in Quezon City. Ang ganda ng shot netong food shot ko dito sa tempura na ito. Mas orange pa nga nakikita ko with my naked eye and some torched salmon makis and my favorite ramen. Now, tinry ko rin naman mag-night photography using this camera. I would say definitely it's a performer. Ang ganda ng pagka-render dito at around mga 7 in the evening. Kitang-kita natin itong mga lanterns na ito, no? Very sharp pa rin mga pictures na nakuha natin using the night mode. And equally nice din dito sa Chinatown Arc. This is a ultra-wide shot. This is a normal shot. This is a 3.2 times zoom shot. And this is a 5 times zoom shot. You see lahat ng mga characters dito is still very preserved. Still nice and very enhanced pa rin ang picture dito. And I went in dito sa Santo Domingo Church, was able to take in some of these nice shots, no, on the glasses, na mga painted glasses dito sa gilid ng church. And it's quite dark and it was able to render this one. This is a 2 times zoom shot and this is a 3.2 times zoom shot. And let's check another one. This is a 2 times zoom shot and this is a 3.2 times zoom shot. Now, if you zoom it in, kita mo very, very clear, very, very natural pa rin ito mga glass paintings na nakita natin. If you're trying to take in some sunset shot, masasabi ko sa'yo, it's really, really nice and very, very dramatic. Now, moving on to its front-facing camera, siguro hindi lang kasing tingkad ng mga colors na nakuha ko using the rear camera, but I'm pretty sure that this is a very nice, very sharp na photo. Taking in more shots from the front-facing camera on outdoor. And if you're against the sun, you'd see na medyo namumuti ka konti. And here's another against the sun shot, but this one is with the sun. So, medyo makita mo mas malinaw ang aking picture. So, trying some indoor photography, you'd see na maganda rin ang mga pictures na nakuha ko dito sa kanya front-facing camera. Some more selfie shots. And this is a bokeh shot. Now, finally, for the first time ever, a 4K 60 on a Xiaomi Ultra series. So, this is a definitely very nice and very stable video that I've taken outdoors using the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Meanwhile, this is a indoor shot that I've taken using the front-facing camera from the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. And here's another outdoor video using the rear camera and you see the sobrang stable ng kanyang camera. Halos di mo mafe-feel na naglalakad ako. Akala na nakagimbal ako, but in reality, I'm just using my bare hands. And one thing na sobrang gusto ko dito sa kanya video recording capability is pwede ka mag-zoom while you're recording. Now you can use 4K and 60 and zoom to your heart's content. Either use the ultra-wide lens or you zoom it all the way to 5x. Walang problema. Look at this video. Really nice and crisp. For more photos, don't forget to check me out on my Facebook page. Now, after trying all of those good things dito sa Xiaomi 14 Ultra, I feel sad na hindi lalabas to sa Pilipinas. Happy for those other global countries na magkakaroon nitong Xiaomi 14 Ultra like Thailand and Malaysia. And for this year, I believe that itong kanang camera can go toe-to-toe with the P60 Pro ni Huawei, go toe-to-toe with the S24 Ultra ni Samsung, and even C15 Pro Max ni iPhone. And I believe kanang color science can even beat the Vivo X100 Pro. Kayo, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. If you want to know where you can buy this one, I'll be linking on the description box below. And if you like this video, huwag niyo kalimutan i-share sa inyong mga friends. And a subscription to this channel would definitely be appreciated. And I'll see you on my next one. And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. What's up? like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.